please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
SP Tulsian of sptulsian.com is with us now. Mr. Tulsian, good afternoon. First, your thoughts on PSU Banks and the rally that we are seeing here. Do you think that this trading rally has more legs?
I think apart from trading rally, but the stocks have the fundamental value or reasoning also. If I take a stock specific, or maybe first if I just look on the events, the Q4 numbers are seen behind, number one. Number two, the NCLT will start, getting partly reflected into the Q1 numbers. Bhushan Steel, 35,200 crore having come in. I am expecting probably the Binani Cement factoring will also happen, though in case of Binani Cements, many PSU banks have sold their stress assets, stress loan to ARC, but apart from that, still that will be seen positive. Number three, if you really take the resolutions, which we have been seeing happening in pursuant to the 12th February resolution, that is also, seen giving good response, and the settlements are seen happening, though the things are not in the public domain, but collectively it is seen that the good amount of the stress loan have got settled. And then lastly, if you take the call on the PSU banks like PNB, where the talks are that the bank may look to monetize their stake in PNB Housing or looking to monetize their real estates, the stock specific things are seen positive. So I don't think that the downside is seen to be much. If the short covering starts happening, the fresh buying also will start pouring in on the valuations parameter, because now the buyings will be made by those investors who have a little longer horizon apart from the Q1 numbers. And Q1 and H1 will not have the shocker on the asset quality, because by 31st August we will be seeing the resolutions, major resolutions happening on the NCLT on the 12th February circular also. And apart from that, NCLT modification into the IBC, the modifications which have been amendments which we have been seen happening in case of the resolutions where the threshold have reduced from to 51% and 66% for the consent, and maybe the withdrawal of suits, IBC NCLT proceedings and all that are seen positive. So I think that apart from trading, one can take a positive or take a fundamental call on these PSU banking stocks also, though it looks across the board for all the banks, but because of some of the smaller banks, which may be seen as a takeover target by the larger ones, may get excluded. But the bigger banks like SBI, Canara Bank, or PNB and Bank of Baroda can definitely be looked into, or one can include the Indian bank also in that category. So be selective buyer as a fundamental or taking the investment view. And apart from that, trading view, I think the fundamental view also will continue to remain positive.
By the way, the mid-cap market is alive and kicking. Two of the stocks are already on the ticker as an alert. There's a sudden gush of buying in both Corp and Reliance Indus Infra. We'll get the intradays up for you. Both those stocks tend to move in tandem. Today is no exception. So that's happening as we speak. And the third one we need to keep an eye out on is Future Consumer. There's a massive move on Future Consumer right now. DMart anyway has been the stock of the day, crossing that big target of 1 lakh crore rupees in market capitalization. And now there's a big spike in Future Consumer. Mr. Tulsian, any word of advice on these twin pairs of Corp and RIIL? These tend to be extremely erratic trading moves most of the time. Any thoughts or views on these companies?
See, I can only say that, which I have been saying maybe for last 6 to 8 months, that the talk of the Corp scene monetizing the stake, which they are a minority stake, which are, in fact, the stake percentage also is not known to the market, but it is learned that it is anywhere between 15 to 20% in the Navi Mumbai SEZ and Maha Mumbai SEZ. And that is, people are talking that probably it can get a value, the monetization amount is seen at anywhere between 3 to 3,500 crore to 5,000 crore. And Corp as such is a debt-free company. They are holding large chunk of Reliance Industries share in their company's book as an investment. So taking all this into consideration, probably if this monetization happens and people again starts only speculation that RIIL, which is again the Mukesh Ambani Group company, the only listed company having a market cap of less than 1,000 crore, cannot remain that could be the vehicle or the company which will acquire ultimately this stake. And that will be activated, because the residual stake or the other stake is held by Mukesh Ambani in his personal capacity in Navi Mumbai SEZ and Maha Mumbai SEZ. So if that trigger has to get believed because of the development seen in the Navi Mumbai areas, because of the new airport coming in, Trans Harbour Link and all sort of things, then probably if that happens, then you may see the good value coming in Corp. Otherwise, till then, you will keep having these kind of expectations or the rumors coming in, and that also gets died down, making the stock to correct as well.
Okay. By the way, it's been a big NBFC day. A lot of stocks have rallied. Just pull out the intraday chart of IDFC. Mr. Tulsian, I wanted your thoughts on IDFC, not IDFC Bank and Capital First, where I know you have a positive view. But on IDFC, after a long time, we're seeing some kind of buying interest come back.
See, Anuj, in fact, IDFC has been holding the, if you recall about 6 to 8 months back or 1 year back, IDFC and IDFC Bank used to rule at the same price, at the same level. But for the last maybe 6-8 months, the talk is going on that the monetization of the broking and the capital market operations business are all seen on the card, which we get to hear. And IDFC will remain just a holding company for IDFC Bank, in which they are holding the stake, because IDFC has to raise the stake in IDFC Bank also. For that, they need to monetize the business. And if you really see the difference, having widened between IDFC and IDFC Bank, from about 42, 43 for IDFC Bank and 51, 52 for IDFC, that's the only reason which seems to be, seen as convincing reason that IDFC may be looking to exit from their capital market operations or, the wealth management kind of business. And they may focus on this banking operations as a holding company, and would raise their stake in the IDFC going forward, IDFC Bank going forward.